Primary 3 Maths Second Midterm. Chapter 6 Angles. In this presentation, we will cover the following areas. Page number 104 to 112. Identifying angles, identifying right angles, right angle as a quarter turn, drawing right angles. Objectives of the lesson: recognize angles and right angles in shapes and objects. Recognize a right angle as a quarter turn. Draw right angles using a set square. Look at these images. Do you know what we're looking at? Exactly. They are angles. Angles can be found in shapes and objects. In this chapter, we will learn about angles, which is a measure of the amount of turning between two straight lines that meet at a point. What is an angle? When two straight lines meet at a point, an angle is formed. But remember, there are two important conditions when forming an angle. First, there must be two straight lines, and second, the lines must meet at a point, which is also known as a vertex. Let's look at some examples. Here, this is a circle. Now tell me, do you see any angles in this given shape? No, because there are no straight lines in this given shape. When we look at the second example, it's a triangle. Now you see there are two straight lines and they are meeting at a point. Therefore, it creates an angle. Identify right angles and compare angles with a right angle. Now here we are going to discuss three types of angles. First, this picture frame has a rectangular shape. Right angles are formed at each corner. These type of angles, we call them as right angles. To show an angle is a right angle, we draw a square symbol. The right angle is similar to L shape. Now let's see whether this angle is a right angle or not. Let's use this picture frame to see if the angle is a right angle. This angle is smaller. It does not fit exactly to the picture frame. Let's say this angle. This angle is greater than the picture frame. It does not fit exactly as a right angle. Therefore, there are three types of angles. A right angle, smaller than a right angle, greater than a right angle. Right angle as a quarter turn. Here, we will get to know the terms of quarter turn, half turn, three-quarter turn and a whole turn, and also the terms of clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. When the point moves in this direction, it is called clockwise. Clockwise means the same direction that the hands of the clock move. It's the same direction. Now let's see what is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means the opposite direction that the hands in a clock move. It's the opposite direction. Now I'm going to ask you two questions. How many parts are there in this circle? And what do we call each part? As you can see here, I have divided this circle into 4 equal parts. Each part is called a quarter. And when we join 2 quarters, we get a half. Then we join 3, we get 3 quarters. When we join the 4 quarters, we get 1 whole. Now let's use this pointer to make different turns, and every time we make a new turn, this is going to be our starting point. So let's start our first turn, which is a quarter turn clockwise. Now it says clockwise, so we need to start in this direction. We will bring this pointer here. So when the pointer position is like this, it's called a quarter turn. This is a quarter turn. Now let's bring back the pointer to its starting point. And our second turn, we call it as a half turn. Half turn in clockwise direction. Let's bring our pointer in this direction. A half turn in clockwise. As you can see, there are two right angles in half turn. Now our next turn, we call it as a three-quarter turn. Three-quarter turn in clockwise direction. Now let's bring our pointer in clockwise direction and let's see. The pointer moves in this way. As you can see, this is a three-quarter turn in clockwise direction. There are three right angles in three-quarter turn. Now let's bring back the pointer back to its place, and our last turn, we call it as a whole turn. A whole turn in clockwise direction. We turn the pointer a whole turn. The pointer comes back to its place. In a whole turn, there are four right angles. I will teach you how to draw a right angle using a set square by going through 3 steps. Now the corner of a set square represents a right angle. First, you have to draw a straight line with the help of your ruler. Then you have to place one side of the set square on the line. Now it is important to place the set square accurately on the line. You can use either of the two sides of the set square that form the right angle, but not the longest side. Now you can draw a line along the other side of the set square. After drawing the line, you can remove your set square and you can mark the angle, the symbol of the right angle. Now you have drawn a right angle. Now watch the presentation once again and read your textbook very clearly. You can complete the exercises relevant to this lesson. In your textbook, page number 105 to 114, as well as your workbook, page number 45 to 51. We have arrived at the end of the presentation. We have learned how to identify angles in different objects and shapes, how to recognize a right angle as a quarter turn, and draw right angles using a set square. So my children, do all the exercises mentioned in the presentation. Stay safe. Thank you.